For the next couple of minutes, we're going to check out Pioneer's AVH X2800BS. This is an in-dash AM/FM CD and DVD player, and here's our CD-DVD slot across the top. If we touch our home button here, you can see that we get out to the home screen, and here are some of our AV sources, including the disc player that is available right now. If we want to go to the AM/FM radio, we can just touch the radio. That switches us out to the AM/FM radio source. Here's our radio station presets on AM/FM radio. And we can also go to Sirius XM radio if we want to, if we add on the optional SXV300 tuner from Sirius XM. That gives us on-screen album art if Sirius XM is broadcasting that type of information, along with radio station presets just like you would expect from Sirius XM. We can also play back music and movies from USB, and we'll touch our drop-down list here. Here's USB, which is plugged into the USB port on the back of the head unit. And here you can see we're playing some music from USB. We can also play back videos and still photos from USB if we want. We'll go to music for right now. We'll touch that home button one more time. And here's some more of our AV sources like Pandora and Spotify that are playing back through our phone. And of course, Bluetooth audio if we care to listen to music being generated by the cell phone. It's really easy to pair your Bluetooth cell phone with the AVH X2800BS. So with the head unit turned on, I'm going to go to the settings on my phone. And here's the settings, and here's Bluetooth. Now I want to make sure that Bluetooth is turned on and that the phone is visible. And we do that here. We see Bluetooth is on, and it will search for devices. When it finds the device, which is AVH X2800BS, right here, we'll select that, and that'll generate a pairing request. And do I want this number 347456? Same number here, so I know these two devices will be connected. We'll say yes here and pair on the phone, and the two devices are paired. Very simple. Now let's take a couple of minutes and we'll talk about App Radio 1 and App Radio Live and the free navigation system that comes along with it. To use App Radio 1 and App Radio Live, I'll need to download a couple of free apps from the App Store onto my phone. So if you have an iPhone, go to the App Store, and if you have an Android phone, go to Google Play and look for these icons, App Radio Live and App Radio. One more app that you'll need on both of them is the navigation app. It's called NavMe USA, and it's free to download. Download and install these apps onto your phone, and then we'll work with the radio. Now, if you want to use App Radio Live and the navigation system that you're capable of using through your phone, we have to get some settings on the head unit right before it will work. Now, in this case, I'm going to hook up an Android phone to the radio, so it will work with App Radio Live and App Radio 1. Let's go to the gears up here, and I want the toolbox, which is the screwdriver and the wrench there. And then when I come down right here to the input-output settings, and I want to go to my smartphone setup. Now here under smartphone setup, I have a number of different things to choose. Right now I'm on iPhone. I don't want that. I want to choose others. That's the selection for Android phones. And under application type, I want App Radio 1. So those are the two settings that we want, and I can just hit the X. And now I can plug in my Android phone through USB. Now, when I touch my home button, we'll see apps and app radio. So if I touch apps, you'll see the same thing that I have on the screen over here. And I can start App Radio Live, or I can start the navigation application right here. Both of those things will work. Another way to do that, though, is to go out to the home button and touch the App Radio Live button. We have to say agree here. Now, once you've created an account with a username and a password, you'll have direct access to App Radio Live. Now this brings up the calendar information and things that are happening on the calendar, but I want to go back to the 4 squares here. I'm going to touch the 4 squares button, and here you see we have 4 squares that are active in the system. The first one here is maps and navigation, and that brings us directly to map information with live traffic information on it. And then we'll touch the 4 squares again. Next thing we see here is music. And this can play back music from a number of different sources, including playing back music that's stored on your phone. And we'll go back up here. Next, we have the calendar and dates on the calendar of interesting things that are happening nearby. And this will be directly linked to your Facebook page and the calendar event page. We'll go back up here, and we can check information, which is weather and news. Now, let's go back out to the 4 squares. Here I have the 4 squares on the screen, but I also have a square right in the middle, a rectangle right in the middle here, that will bring me all 4 things at once. If I touch that, I get all 4 applications up on the screen at the same time. Here's navigation and maps. Here's music. Here is my event calendar. And here is the weather and news information. So all 4 of them can be there. If I touch one of them, like navigation, that becomes the larger screen. And if I touch it again, it becomes full screen. And the way I can go back to the 4 squares is touch the 4 square again up here. There's a free navigation app available for App Radio Live, and that's called NavMe USA. So let's use it to create a route and choose a destination. I'm going to go to my map here. And remember, this map can give you information about driving, but it does not give you turn-by-turn instruction. In order to do that, we need to use a separate application. And we'll show you how to do that right now. I'm going to put in an address, or I'm just going to do a search here, and this will bring up a keyboard if the parking brake is engaged. Only if the parking brake is engaged. If you don't get a keyboard here, got to engage the parking brake. So I'm going to type in Heinz Field, and we'll say search. And that brings up Heinz Field, Pennsylvania. That's the place, about 12 miles. That's where we want to go, so we're going to touch the button down here that says Go To. Now, I can hit the Start button here. If I hit the Start button, it shows me how to drive, but again, it does not tell me turn-by-turn instruction. If I want to do that, I have to touch the Transfer to Nav button over here. Now, this will say, do you want NavMe USA? Yes, I do. And we will route with the partner app. And that'll take a moment to fire up NavMe USA. And here we're ready to go. And if I touch the car here, I can start my route. And here I get turn-by-turn instruction from a free app on my phone that is directly interactive with the AVH X2800BS through App Radio Live. I can use my iPhone or my Android phone to use App Radio Live and the free navigation app that comes with it, but we have to do some setup on the head unit to make it work with, this time, my iPhone. So I'm going to go to the gears. And I want the toolbox, which is the wrench and the screwdriver. And again, down to input-output settings. And I'm going to choose smartphone setup. And this time, my device is an iPhone. So we're going to choose iPhone. And very specifically, we need to choose the USB connection. If you choose wireless BT, you'll see that App Radio 1 here is sort of grayed out. If I choose the USB connection, App Radio 1 comes up in color, and that means it'll work for us. So iPhone and USB are the connection types. We'll choose the X there, and now I'm just going to plug in my iPhone. I have the same 4 squares that we have with the Android phone. I got my map screen, and I have music that is stored on my phone, or music that is played from a number of different internet sources. Here is my weather and news and my calendar. And if I want all 4 things on the screen, touch the center. And we can bring up all 4 things on the screen. If I touch the map and then touch the map again, it makes the map full screen. So now I want to search again for a destination, and so we're going to touch the search bar up here. And you see my keyboard comes up, but if I don't have the parking brake engaged, you'll see that you can't use that function while driving. So make sure to engage the parking brake. So let's put in a destination with the parking brake engaged. PNC Park will work. We'll search. That's the place that we want. And we can touch the Go To button down here. Now, just like using the Android phone, this is the map information, but it does not provide me turn-by-turn instruction. If I hit the Start button here, again, it shows me how to drive, but it does not give me turn-by-turn instruction as I drive. If you want that, you need to transfer it to NavMe USA, the free navigation app. We'll choose that. That'll open NavMe on the phone and place it on the head unit. Touch the car to get started. And this will give you turn-by-turn instruction for your destination. Now, some people simply do not want to be bothered with all the hassle of a navigation system that happens through their cell phone. They want the security of bringing navigation with them, and the AVH X2800BS can do that for you as well with the optional AVIC U280 navigation system from Pioneer. When it's installed, all you have to do to get the navigation is touch the home button here, and here you have Navi on the screen. Touch that, take you directly to the navigation system. And this is full turn-by-turn instruction on-screen nav.